Welcome to Rental Rescue episode 5. Today we're doing still more demo. Every time we think we're done with demo, we're not done with demo. We're in the bathroom right now where we pulled the toilet. Out. There was some really terrible sheetrock in here. It was all messed up and I really wanted to fix it. This also was not green board, and it should have been green board, which is what you have to use in high water areas like bathrooms and kitchens. So we've got a piece of green board we're going to scab in here, but I kind of have to wait for the guys that are doing the plumbing to do the PEX solution here, which they haven't done yet. So I can't really cover this up, so we're almost finished in here. We had to replace some boards that were rotten, like down here this is all rotten. This board was here like this, and right about here it was just all water. And what's going on here, of course, is people that are renting don't always close the curtain. It's that simple. And water over a long period of time does incredible damage. And so just the spray from the water rotted out all the sheetrock. It rotted out the boards on the bottom here. It really was pretty bad. So we've now repaired. We put in this board. We put in this board because we have to have a nailer to go on. So we're just about ready, but I have to wait for these guys to cut that copper out. This is kind of a worst case scenario here, if you can zoom in, Patrick. This is a galvanized piece here connected to another piece of galvanized, and then it's got a modern connector on it. And so what's going to happen is, and then there's copper below. So this is copper, galvanized, and then a quarter turn shut off. So what we're going to have instead is a PEX all the way to the back of the supply line, and then it'll go copper. So it'll just be copper PEX, which is how you do it kind of normally. Just as a point of interest, this is the big, large toilet vent pipe that goes all the way and it pierces the roof. And this is what allows the toilet to flush so fast and pull all the water down. If this is not vented properly, you can have problems with like drains and stuff. So a lot of times people have trouble with drains, and usually it's the P-trap full of crap or hair. But when your toilet doesn't flush right, this is where you got to look. You have to go on the roof sometimes and check and see if that's the problem or what. But I just wanted to show you that this is a leaded pipe. So this house is old enough to have had these two pipes join, and they put hot lead in here. And these guys are working with poison every day. So I'm glad we don't do that anymore, and now PVC is a way better way to do that. So, but the deal is, in renovation or in rental properties, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. So we're leaving that right where it is. It works great. Let's head into the kitchen, and I'll get you caught up there. So last time I was here with Patrick, we didn't do a video, unfortunately, but we demoed this window in the kitchen, and we just put this piece of plywood up in its place. But now we have a pure straight shot to do sheetrock now, and I have some insulation I bought. We're going to be putting insulation here and all up in these little things. Well, you kind of have to tear it up because it's made for 15-inch width, but we're going to just stuff it in wherever we can, and then just get away with whatever we can, because the pipes are what interrupt everything. But we have to insulate this before we zip it all up and put sheetrock on it. What we'll be doing is we'll be using two 12-foot sheets of sheetrock, so there'll be only one seam at 4 feet, and so this is about 10 feet, and I think it's 10 feet 2 inches. And so what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to cut the sheetrock to size, and there'll just be one single seam at 4 foot, which will be really cool. And it's interesting to know what we'll do is right before we do that, we'll take the plywood off the window, and the window will be open to the outside. And then we're going to put the sheetrock up, and then we'll take a zip tool, which is basically a drill. It's like a drill bit that has a dead end on it, and you literally just poke through, and then you zip out the window with the zip tool. It's really cool. But that way you get, instead of using the scab pieces, you get a really much better look and a finish. And honestly, I don't ever work with 12-foot pieces of sheetrock, but I had some left over from another house that I'm renovating. There will be a future rental. It's been a long-term project, but we've dragged 2 of those over here, so we have enough to do this. So basically, we've had these guys, Jake and Sean, they've been doing a great job for me doing plumbing. And we opted to remove everything that's copper because it just, everything was leaking. And I fixed the 7th leak, they fixed the first 6, and I threw in the towel. And I spent about $1,200 on those leak fixes, and then I said, no, I can't do this. And so they gave me a very good price, I felt like, on tearing out all the copper and going all PEX. And so you can see here in the kitchen floor, you got your hot water supply line and your cold. So they've come through the floor there, and then we can do whatever we need to do with that. So the whole house, when this is finished, it's going to be really nice because I'm not going to have to worry about really anything, because the PEX is really good for a long, long time. You can see here too where they cut off the copper here, and then they'll just do a fitting and go PEX right through the floor. So as soon as they finish this work, we're going to be able to go ahead and put the sheetrock up. But until then, I've got to go to Chicago this week, so the work for me at least will stop. And but Patrick's going to keep going painting while I'm gone. So all the bedrooms can be painted at this point, which is a lot, in the hallway. So I'm hoping he can get some headway while I'm gone. Patrick, is there anything you want to say?
Wish me luck painting, guys. I think that's about it, though.
Patrick's actually a really good YouTuber, but he's not done it in a while.
Yeah, I'm a little out of practice. A little bit.
We've got, this is the original paint before they screwed it up. Then this is the primer. This is the Zinsser primer, which we had tinted gray. You can see there's now sheetrock mud on top of it, and you can see the blue coming through. So I tried to do that, and I love these little sanding blocks. So a couple things about the sanding block is, one side is one type of grit. This is the rough one. It might be like, I don't know, 80 or something like that. And then the other side is like 110 or so. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to hit just very lightly around the edges of my little, this is where I've gone over. That's all I need to do right there. I'm good. So I think, and what you do is, if you can't tell an old patch from a new one, you just feel it, and you'll feel it right away. Let's see if there's any more. Let's go in the other bedrooms and you can see. I know there's more in here. Let's see here. Yeah. So here's a couple patches in here. They're small, but you know, this is on top of the dark gray, so we know they're new. So I'm just going to do a little bit more now. On the edge, you can see there was like an edge there, and I did it too fast. But anyway, you really want to hit the edges real hard, and very light in the middle. And circular motion is best. So this is a new one too. So basically what happens is, as you're doing this, you put a coat of primer on, and then you find new imperfections, and you got to go back over. So just part of it. Here we go. So you can see here, obviously, it's like when it's white on gray. Okay, now you can see that little poke in the middle, but once you put paint on it, it'll be gone, so it doesn't matter. I'm just doing circular, and then the edges. That's good. You see a lot of stuff when you're doing this. Okay, here we go. See how there's a hard edge on this one? So that's where you got to really go hard on the edge. And then circular. This is you too. Just whatever you see sticking up, you really want to hit. Again, on this. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. So the patching and stuff, it really, the more you do on this end, the better your paint looks. So if you don't do this, your paint looks crappy. And I'm taking a risk on this house. I've painted a lot of houses many times, and I'm using satin for the first time. I'm going to paint this whole house with satin as opposed to flat texture. So it should be able to be much easier to clean up, and that's my hope. Who knows? We'll see. All right, so this is green board. It's literally green, and this is the stuff that's so moisture resistant. This is what you want to use in the bathroom or anywhere near where there's a water source. If you'll come in the bathroom, you can kind of see it's a mess in here, but getting the toilet out of the way was essential in order to be doing this. I want to ask you guys something. I don't know everything, that's for sure. I'm trying to figure out, this is a really nice, this was a pretty new white tub. It's really grimy, and I want to know what I should use to clean it. What's the best thing to do? I mean, it's really a new tub and shower surround. It's just been abused and it's nasty. I haven't touched it yet, but if you guys have like a recommendation for me, I'd really love to hear about it. Thanks. And I think that's it for episode 5. I gotta go to Chicago for a few days, come back. Patrick and I will be back in here on Sunday afternoon, hitting it hard. Thanks so much for watching.